Hey everyone, let's talk about the anniversary stream. This video is a hopefully short digest of what you can expect over the next couple of weeks. I clustered everything into 5 categories. We've got the Chaos Zero Nightmare collaboration. We've got the new side episode Paradise Lost. We've got a new casual PvP mode, some quality of life, and something that I just called Miscellaneous. So let's go through all of these bullet points one by one. This isn't in the exact same order as the live stream. I just went from what's the most interesting part to what's, yeah, cool, but not as impactful maybe. So let's start off with the collaboration. We're getting a CZN collaboration. Let me share the entire screen with you. So this is the collaboration. I took the screenshot right off the live stream, as you can tell, and these are the 3 units that we're getting. Now, if you're not familiar with Chaos Zero Nightmare, the girl on the left in the black, that is Renoa. She is the main character of the game, and she will be a free Moonlight 5-star that everybody who plays Epic 7 during the collaboration will get. We have no more further information about these characters. The middle one, the blonde girl, that is Haru. In CZN, she's a nuker, so to say, has one really big, powerful attack, and I would assume that's gonna translate also very well into Epic 7. And the girl on the right, with the twin tails and red hair, that is Mei Lin. In CZN, you usually power her up through multiple cards and then strike with a flame strike, I believe, is her main nuke ability. So you stack up a passion buff, so to say, and then on the debuff on the enemy, and then strike hard, and that's her main gimmick in CZN. It's going to be interesting to see how this translates into Epic 7. So those are the units that will be released. There's also going to be an event, because if you are familiar with, not familiar with Chaos Zero Nightmare is something very, very similar to Slay the Spire. Now, if you're also not familiar with Slay the Spire, this is a roguelike card game where you move along different predetermined lines. So you have 3 routes you can pursue, and each route has multiple enemies, events, shops, and whatnot. And Epic 7 is trying to emulate this, so this is going to be the overview. This is probably going to be the story part, and then you go into the so-called dimensional chaos gates, where you pick your route and fight enemies, play events, make decisions on whether to recover HP and whatnot. So it's going to be quite a lot of cool stuff. We're also getting a lot of rewards, and what I really like about this entire event from Chaos Zero Nightmare is that because this game is from Smygate themselves, the developers said they are open to expanding CZN characters into Epic 7 if the collaboration, this first part here, tracks well. Now, from what I understood in the live stream, the roguelike element of the event that we're beginning, the chaos dimensional gates, those seemingly are going to be kept even beyond the event, which I find cool. Some roguelike elements in Epic 7. It's cool. It's something new. It's more akin to the old Labyrinth, so I'm totally a fan of that. But we'll have to see. Yeah, that's so much for Chaos Zero Nightmare. This starts in September. No concrete time and date were given, but I would assume it's going to be 3 weeks after Politis event is done. Or actually, no, 3 weeks after Paradise Lost, meaning it should be Paradise Lost starting 27th. So my guess would be the 17th of September when the CZN collab starts. All right, now let's move on to the new side episode. If you've played Epic 7 before, this is something that was done previously with the side story or side event, side episode, and DN. So this time we'll be revisiting the first world, a world where Ras didn't even exist yet, and we'll be meeting a fragment of DJ, the goddess in Epic 7, or in the Epic 7 world, so to say. And the fragment of DJ is called Lisette. And Lisette is going to be a playable hero. And this is what she looks like. This is from her S3 animation. Looks absolutely gorgeous. And she'll be discovered very much. So we'll learn more about her motivation, and who her adversary is. And the adversary is going to be Kane. Now, that name may not ring a bell yet, but what if I told you that Kane is the human version or human form of Kayron? Now, Kane won't be playable. The developers stated that he's going to be a playable NPC in the side story, but he'll never be released as a playable unit, much like Brinus, for example. And we're also getting, because Lisette is going to be ML5, she's releasing on Thursday. She's a Soul Weaver. If you were to ask me how strong she is, think Rel, but Rel on steroids. This isn't even a Rel 2.0, this is Rel 3.0. And I'll talk about Lisette in depth when she releases, because this unit is going to transform the meta entirely. However, that's not enough. We're getting one more unit, and this is going to be Uncharted Pioneer Politis, because since we are going very much back in time, this is Politis who is trying to find out what happened to her world when a meteor struck. So also great unit, great kit design, especially both Lisette and Uncharted Politis. Amazing kit design. Both kits fit perfectly well in Cleave, Turn 2 and Aggro. I will also talk more about Politis when she releases. She releases in 2 weeks, so 1 week after Lisette releases. Okay, that brings us to the next topic, which is a new casual PvP mode. This is what the entrance screen is going to look like. And this is a 3v3 V1 type of battle mode. Now, why V1? So the way this works is you have a draft mode, 3 units. You're given 3 units in this. You can re-roll the 3 units if you think these don't work well together. And then there is a sort of a pylon in the back. That pylon can attack you. It has high health, and your mission isn't defeating the enemies, the enemy units. It's defeating that pylon. And whenever you defeat enemy units, they will just come back eventually, come back to life and start attacking you again. And throughout this mode, you will gain certain buffs. For example, you can get a buff where Strace transforms into Fastus. Maybe that's how we get, or that's how we learn why we are getting a Fastus-esque RTA frame for the next season rewards, but we'll see. The mode sounded cool. It's more PvP stuff with a PvE spin. So PvPvE is what I would call it, honestly. We'll have to see how it plays out. Now, quality of life. There is lots of cool stuff. Let's start with something easy. Card. Your profile cards are being expanded. So as you can tell, top left of the screen, it's 130 layers. That's 30 layers more than we are having right now. And I already talked to Dim Sum and Square, and both are super excited, and I'm sure every other card creator as well. We're also getting more shapes, as you can tell. What's also cool is you can group shapes, and for forums you have more colors available, so the card creator community is going to go sky, and I'm absolutely loving what they created. Like, my card was made by Square, for example, and I find it gorgeous. But when you compare this card to the original, Square already told me he can't do more with 100 layers, but I am sure that when he redoes this, it's gonna look super awesome. I mean, this already is awesome. It's my favorite card, and he made several for me, like the DN one, the Lua one. They're also super, super pretty, but this one is my favorite, and I can't wait for him to redo this one. Anyway, moving on. We are also getting a cool feature, which is hunt background battling. It's something that has been asked for ages, probably for 7 years or 8 years now. And what this does is you can set 400 hunt runs or 100 leaves worth of runs, and then close the game, and the hunt runs will continue. The cool thing about this is you don't have to worry about storage management, because you can set the game to automatically disenchant either to dust or to cores for the stuff you don't want automatically, so your inventory doesn't get blown over, or the background battling doesn't accidentally stop midway, which would be kind of unfortunate. What's also cool is that this background battling works off of the best time it took to clear the hunt. So if you have a one-shot hunt team that clears this thing in 40 seconds or 30 seconds, that's the time this auto battling will take. If you have something that takes a minute, this automatic background battling will also take a minute. So very cool stuff. Another quality of life thing is that the Ogre Armory, which current purpose is a first stepping stone into gearing your beginner units. But since the introduction of Milestone of Radiance and Path of Air, there isn't much point to it. And the developers finally listened. We also gave plenty of feedback in the creator Discord that we need a hunt dedicated to the old new sets. And the old new sets, for those unaware, are Warfare set, Pursuit set, Riposte set, Reversal set, the previous otherworldly hunt sets. Currently, you can only get those from Rift, and Rift isn't really good. And Smygate listened, thankfully, and made a hunt dedicated to those 4 sets. And obviously, since it's a new hunt, you can get them in otherworldly as well. Perfect. Thank you very much. Speaking of Rift, Rift is being shut down for the time being because Smygate doesn't feel like the original intent, raid boss and whatnot, is being lived up to anymore. It's just not up to standard anymore. The gear is kind of trashy that you get, and the amount of gear is kind of bad. So Rift is being shut down and redesigned. They didn't give any specific information on how long it's gonna take and when it's returning, but at least that's what we have. Now for the last part, Miscellaneous. We are getting lots of stuff. So first things first, Charm Payback. We are all suffering for charms with all these events lately, meaning whenever you enchant stuff, this event will give you charms back. As you can tell, you're getting a charm box, so you can even choose whether you want accessory charms or just regular armory charms, which is very nice. We will also be getting 1260 pulls over 3 summons over 63 days, meaning that's 20 summons per day for 63 days. Amazing stuff. We're also getting the Luna skin that was promised a year ago. This is what it looks like. New Moon Luna, Majestic Bunny Girl. Sorry for the screen being overblown, probably. Let me check in the... Yeah, it's kind of overblown. Sorry for the HDR screen, it's kind of but we're also getting more bunny costumes. They teased the shapes. So we know the right one next to the Luna one, that is Eleanor, that's been released. The one on the very left, the red one, this should be Ruel, because it has the same necklace Ruel has, and one might be Ruiza, judging by the booba size, but we'll have to see. And then we've got the Steam launch. I made a video about that. And lastly, we've got some more. I don't have any more screenshots for those because that's not very interesting anymore. So let me just move back here. We also got a small teaser that yes, E7 World Cup is still happening. It's going to be an offline event again, bigger than ever, yada, yada, yada. There's also plenty of offline events in Korea. With a cafe and whatnot, where you can meet developers, talk with them. So all good stuff. Lots of stuff happening in Epic 7. Plenty of stuff to be excited about. And yeah, that's pretty much the entire recap. That's everything you need to know. It took me a little bit more than 10 minutes, but still 60 minutes for the recap. Now, what are my thoughts about this anniversary stream? I find it good. I like the stuff, but it doesn't really feel like an anniversary. Like the Epic Dash event we just had, that felt like a proper anniversary. Lots of stuff to do, farming. It felt really strong. It was really good. And this anniversary event, it could be just another big patch update, like big version update, new side story, new mode, quality of life stuff. We've had the same before in, I believe, what was it, April? April or something, or February, when episode 6 came out. Episode 6 felt just as big as this anniversary update. So for me, this doesn't feel like an anniversary, just like a more of a big, cool update that happens to also incorporate a collaboration, which is kind of nice. Now, I was myself hoping for a solo leveling collab, because solo leveling fits perfectly into the world of Epic 7. Because in solo leveling, gates are opened and monsters are inside these gates, and if a dungeon break happens in solo leveling, the monsters get outside, and you could perfectly incorporate this into Epic 7, where Song Jin-woo, Cha Hae-in, for example, would come into the world of Epic 7 through a dungeon break. Would have been a perfect one. Maybe eventually Smygate gets the license for that, but we'll have to see. Nonetheless, I'm super excited for Lizette in particular, and also for Uncharted Pioneer Politis. Amazing designs, amazing kits. And let me know what you guys think about all of this. And yeah, thank you all for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.